Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Short box. Yeah. Back for season 2. Let's go. Round 2 when we back for another round. To my superior web head, so glad you stuck around.
So it just sounds like the struggle's real, like what we've been saying.
The struggle is
day one.
The struggle's never not real.
So, all right, so check this out. And just to put everything in context, 200 episode, I figured it's monumental for us. It shows we've been recording since 2012, and it's all been audio with some, like we've done some video, but not a lot.
Yeah.
But I started seeing a trend where it was like Jerry Seinfeld had Comedians in Cars.
Yeah.
That had like multiple seasons, and then car karaoke was like taken off of whoever the hell does car karaoke.
Yeah. What's the boy's name? The British dude.
Whatever his name is. But it
Gordon. Is it James
yes,
Gordon?
Yes, James
Gordon. Yeah.
If we had Drew here, he'd be able to tell us. But I felt like sorry, I can't even say it with a straight face. If we had Drew here, sorry, it's supposed to be a surprise. It's supposed to be a surprise.
That's so stupid. You're dumb. Oh, I hate you.
All right. Oh, Drew, what are you doing here?
Oh no.
Oh shit. Look, it gave me an idea. Why hasn't there been anyone that done like why can't we do one and properly Fanboys in Cars?
Fanboys in Cars.
Like how many?
I've been saying it for like 4 years. You just took you this long to do it.
What? Yeah, I'd probably sit in the middle if you,
I'm trying to, but there's fucking people in here.
So I figured,
this is awkward.
I figured that some of the best conversations I've had with you two have been in cars to talk about whether it's like the new album, whether we're riding the comic shops. I feel like we've driven many times to comic shops and had a full episode.
Yeah.
And it's always been like, yo, shut up. Why haven't we said this on the episode? So I said, you know what? Yeah, bootleg. I said, you know what? Let me find a camera, which I got to thank Kia for letting us borrow her camera.
Hey,
shout out to Kia.
For sure. Thank you,
Kia.
Hey,
Kia. What's up,
So,
Auntie?
thank you so much, Kia, for letting us borrow your camera, and I think this is a good way to celebrate 200 episode. We'll also like I'll release the audio on podcast format and all that, but I wanted to make this more reoccurring. But I wanted this to be the milestone, like first go at Fanboys in Cars.
Fanboys. Okay, bet. So we can roll with this.
Now that we got the intro and the thank yous out of the way, one of the first topics that I reached out to you guys about was last time that we were that we all met up was a couple months ago when we did the Bags and Boards episodes. The news of Bendez just getting
wasn't that around the first of the year?
I think so. And whenever the news of I remember me and Drew went over. Oh, it's for the Jay-Z concert.
Yes.
Okay.
I fixed it. Yes.
All right, word. So when we were here for the Jay-Z concert, news broke out that Bendez had signed a contract with DC.
And switched over,
which was a big deal for us because I know we've always.
Bendez had been there forever. He had been at Marvel. He kind of shaped the last, in essence, 20 years of Marvel.
He was among like the primary architects.
He's the architect. Like
the architect is.
He's the architect. He was there the longest.
Mm-hmm.
There have been other architects and other influencers or whatever phrase you want to use who have come and gone.
Yep.
But Bendez has kind of always been there to steer the ship. So he's been there he had been there, what, 17 years?
Yeah, good.
So you saying 17 years, man, you might well say 20 years. So he's been there borderline 20 years. And in that time, Marvel came out of that bankruptcy and all that other shit. And he was the one who developed those initial kind of stories.
Yep.
That got people back on that train. So yeah.
So news breaks out. Bendez signs with DC as a writer. Since then, we were seeing. I know the ads have been, Bendez is coming, which some have seen like as a warning.
Like
Bendez is coming.
Like Zod when Zod moves.
I'm done reading this book.
His first contribution to DC underneath this new role was a short story. Was a short story, and the Action Comics 1000 issue that just came out this week. It's April 21st right now. So this past Wednesday,
So he had another story before this Action Comics one?
No, it
No,
was
this
this
is
is
it.
this
Oh,
is
okay,
his
this
first
first
like
one.
premiere
Okay,
one.
yeah.
So I had asked that all of us go ahead and buy the comic, whatever, find a way to read it, and then give our thoughts on Bendis' first offering as a writer for
Leave it to
DC
Bendis
Comics.
to unwrite 1,000,
Well, all right, so let me.
1,000 issues. Actually,
80
999 words.
80 years of history.
80 history. Because you know why it's 80 years? It says right here, 80 years of history.
80 years
and
of history.
Bendis decides to go, you know,
Lean in real
let's
quick.
just wipe this out real quick.
You know what? No, Brainiac wasn't the catalyst for this. Nah.
Nah, bro.
No, this dude with this weird fish mouth is the guy who came here and did this.
Yo, that Krypton shit is over with. I'm the writer now.
Yeah, it pretty much. I'm the captain now.
So wait. So I know Drew, you haven't read all of
I
Action
read the
Comics
two that
1000.
mattered.
You read the two that mattered.
Yeah.
Well, have you read all
I
of
read
it?
the whole thing.
So what did you first real quick? What did you think about the issue as a whole?
I like the issue a lot. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, there's like no.
Hey, Drew, lean in a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's lean in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, there was literally no ads. It was just all.
It was just all
Well, it was an $8 book. It was like
Yeah.
$9
Is
book.
that what I have to do to get no ads?
pretty much.
You gotta pay a lot of money. I enjoyed it to see that many different interpretations of Superman, because we
Yeah.
got Tom King, Scott Snyder, we got like I think Dan Jurgens.
They had every
they had-
every major Superman writer that's alive
But Morrison
right now.
wasn't on
wrote
here,
them.
right?
Huh?
Did Morrison do one?
No, Morrison did
Oh,
not
is
do
it?
one.
I know Patrick Gleason and Peter J. Tomasi did one.
Okay.
I guess I didn't notice that. Yeah, Morrison didn't do one.
So all right,
We
Bendis.
need to get into
Well,
the
he's
right
already
line.
did the best
Are we taking a
Superman
right?
stories of all time.
Yeah, because the way the lane split is going to like go over here.
All right,
Oh
you
man,
gotta
Paul Dini
look
did
over.
one. All right,
Paul
so
Dini
here we
did
go.
one.
This
Paul
is
Dini is
we
good,
got
too.
Dan Jurgens, Peter
Yeah.
J. Tomasi, Marv Wolfman, Jeff Johns, and Richard Donner, Scott Snyder, Tom King,
Yeah, Richard, that one's a good one.
Louise Simonson, Paul Dini,
Louis Simonson is good too.
and then Brad Meltzer, and then which is funny, The Truth, Brian Michael Bendis. That's how he gets it. He's like, this is really happening.
So wait, Brian Michael Bendis, his story was the last story on there. I think, and
It's the last one.
And all
yeah.
these stories are
And
like,
it's the longest one too.
It's funny. It's strategically
Really?
put it.
Yeah,
there.
Brian Michael Bendis' one is like 10, 12 pages. Or
you
something
probably
like
got
that.
to get in closer and
Everybody else got like 5 pages.
Oh yeah.
Well, Brian Michael Bendis, I think, had one of the A-list. He got an A-list artist. He got Jim Lee to do his.
He got Jim Lee do his.
That seems objective.
I don't care what anyone says. Jim Lee's always going to be an A-list artist.
A-list iron.
Yeah, fool.
Absolutely.
Look, all these people bit Jim Lee's style. fool.
So
Jim Lee is fucking the Migos, motherfucker.
wait, all right. So did we not like Bendis' story? Did we hate it?
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was typical. Like Bendis gets a bad rep for rewriting continuity,
yeah,
and not
continuity.
giving a shit about
I
continuity.
think after he wrote this, he had the heart attack,
because,
and that was God's way of saying no.
and I mean one of the prime
God's
examples
plan.
is that
God's
you know
plan.
when he made Iceman gay, everyone was like, well, he don't give a shit about continuity, and then all these years of this character is like who this character is, and for him to come into Superman and then introduce a villain, that apparently is the reason why Krypton's gone. It just doesn't make sense. One, I think that story's been done a ton of times. Apparently, like, it's not a fresh story. It's like,
How long did he sign the contract for?
I don't know.
I would assume he's gonna be there for 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. Okay, so 4 or 5 years. How long do you think he can write Superman for?
He's gonna write it for most of it. I think he'll be writing Superman. He'll be writing those 2 books for most of it. Getting this left.
Wait, what all
Alright,
books is he writing now?
He's writing Action Comics and he's writing Superman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's writing 2 of them.
He's writing all the
Oh
Superman.
my God! So what
So-
kind of like big Superman event are we gonna get?
I know that the next plans for Superman is a 6-issue miniseries about this story, about this main villain in this Action Comics 1000 and how he's supposedly destroyed Krypton.
Yeah, that's
6
the
issues,
first.
and then it leads into like whatever
That's the
the
first. But I will say this: even with him being any issue you have with the continuity and all that shit, he does stay true to the characters. Even
Explain.
with, to me, Bendis doesn't stray away from what the characters are. So he's not like gonna make Superman like
Gay.
some like. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he won't make him.
He
gay.
won't make him like a raging racist or
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Exactly.
Okay, word.
It's not gonna be such far of a left turn on Superman.
Mhm.
He'll just fuck with everything surrounding Superman, but the character itself will stay in the essence of the character.
Mhm.
Because he didn't flip. Look, as much as I didn't like his because I'm not really a big fan of the way they did that original, bringing the original 5 back in X-Men outside of Jean Grey. The Jean Grey revelations in that story as a whole have been fantastic. Like, but other than that shit, I mean, the story was straight. So
I think it's not long enough
I
to.
just realized he brought the kids from the past just to change their entire origin.
Yeah.
That's Bendis.
That's Bendis, man.
I don't think it's. I think Action Comics, what we got in Action Comics, wasn't enough to really judge Bendis's like potential. Because it was only a 8 pages at the most.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm telling you, it's shit more like 12. But either or, it's 12. It's 8 pages, 12 pages, whatever. It's still yet to be seen how it's going to really play out. But I think it'll be fine.
Mike, I think in every issue of this miniseries is going to be a different artist. I know it's like for Book's going to be on there. I want to say
Book is good.
Yeah, for Book is fantastic. I think maybe Gleason. It's going to be like an all-star cast every issue.
Yeah.
So I think that alone is enough to make me buy this upcoming Superman miniseries. One, because he's going to have an all-star cast. And, I mean, it's Superman. You know, you don't give Superman to someone that is completely going to fuck him up.
Exactly.
Like, Bendis may have his issues, continuity,
that shit gonna be fine.
You know what's funny is the dialogue, like, it's still read like a Bendis story. Like, the whole dialogue stacking, you know how, like, everyone's got a quick, like a quirky one mark. I thought it was a little bit too much trying to, like, make a joke about the damn shorts and Action Comics. I was like, all right, we get it. It's shorts are back. It's been a big deal. Fanboys are fickle as shit. We get it.
Yeah. I never really cared about the red short. Don't really care.
Like, that's what we're nitpicking about. Not the fact that this dude's an alien spreading his germs around. Like, what kind of shit does he have? Like, I know for a fact they didn't vaccinate him as a kid. No way. His papers were doctored.
Yo, man, he gonna have,
That's why
look, his vaccination issues will be the same issues that the little boy Mr. Miracle had. They had to come with a special blade to cut that umbilical cord.
That was such a good issue.
Bendis.
Yeah, that's a fantastic issue in that book.
Bendis right now, that's what he is. Writing Lex Luthor as a germaphobe, and that's why he fucking hates Superman. He's touching shit. He's
Writing Lex Luthor as a germaphobe.
He's a super germaphobe. That's why he shaved his head. He's like, fuck this red shit.
Yo,
he's like,
that might be like the story I need.
That's the story you need.
Lex Luthor running around here just wiping everything down with like Lysol back. With like Lysol, like wet wipes and shit. Like, yo,
wait. Speaking about Lex Luthor, there is a story in Action Comics with Lex Luthor, and is that the Scott Snyder? Because it got Raphael Albuquerque as the artist, right?
I think it is Scott Snyder.
And it's the only Lex Luthor appearance in that big ass book.
No, there's 2 of them. I think Lex Luthor is the beginning of that book.
Gotta see.
Let me see. Hand it to me real quick.
Okay.
So, D, are you going to? D, do you read Superman now? And then would you read it just to see?
It's been coming out so frequently that I haven't read any of it, honestly.
Okay.
Like, I feel really bad. Like, it's just.
Okay, he's not at the beginning. I swore he was in here.
Are you collecting Superman? Or is it, and is Bendis going to make you collect Superman?
He may make me check it out for sure.
Alright, I think
I'm more interested in checking it out. He's not. So yeah, you're right. He's only in this one story.
Yeah, which is with Snyder and Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Like I said, overall, it's a good. When they do these annuals, my only issue is a lot of these
what's
big.
an annual?
Well, yeah, it's a
1,000 issues, a pretty big deal, bro.
You're right. When they do these big stories, my only issue is that there's never a story in there that affects the current continuity or changes things. So it's like
Tall Tales.
Yeah, it's like tall. Yeah, exactly. It's like an Elseworlds Tall Tale, like a sampler. It's like, well, if this writer had a chance to tell a story,
fuck around and get here way quicker than I thought we was gonna get.
I think we could just shoot down and just turn back.
That'll work. They came up to him and they're just like, "Hey, do you have an idea for Superman?" Oh my god, I gotta say, hey, just calm down. You gotta tell it in 3 pages or less. So, Tom King's like, I can do it in 1 page, motherfucker.
Sorry, I think I'm gonna check out Bendis' Superman story, just on the strength of the artist lineup I saw. I'll give it a shot.
I'm gonna fuck with it.
Ivan Reyes is one of those.
That's one thing. Yeah, so.
Are you gonna end up buying it or putting it to your pool?
I may pull it in my pool for the first couple months just to see how I feel about it.
All right, fair enough.
Cause I'm a strong 20 look person now.
God. What about you,
Strong
D?
choice.
Are you gonna add this to your? Are you gonna add Bendis as Superman to your poll?
No.
Fair enough.
I'll wait
kinda
for you to
expect
hype it up, and then I'll be like, oh, did you play them? And then you're like, yeah, all right, cool, let me get those real quick. And then I'm going to read them, and then give them back, because it's Bendis.
All right. So the other comic book topic I wanted to have was, and this one was kind of spurned birthed by Drew. Drew,
We didn't talk about the Clayman thing, did we?
What
Or is that
Clayman?
just the Clayman story?
Oh, I mean,
So,
We
Well,
can go into
the
that. We
Bendis
can go into
thing,
that. We spend so much time on the Bendis portion of
Yeah,
it.
man, can we talk about something that actually matters?
The Clayman story was the best story in it. Or the Clayman.
Tom King.
God,
Tom King.
Tom King. Leave
Tom
it to
King is Tom King the best writer in comics right now?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
absolutely
yes,
not.
Yes, he is.
Tom King can't write dialogue for me, man. Sometimes that shit's so
yeah.
choppy.
I'm sorry, did you read the Vision? Did
And
you,
sometimes it
read
feels like he's chasing his own tail when he writes. He's
Bro,
like,
you were literally just hyping up Mr. Miracle.
no, Mr. Miracle is good, but I still have issues with it.
And
Like,
you know
some
like
of that
Batman?
dialogue is hard as shit to read.
Dude, it's like 3 words.
Exactly. And
Dark Side is coming. That's all. That's the only word you need to know,
I'm
bro.
saying.
the way he writes is like a puzzle in its own. He's like, when he writes like dialogue between Catwoman and Batman, he's like, I love you, Cat. I love you too, Bat. Bat, I love you.
You're
Bat,
not gonna try
Cat.
that. You're not gonna try that shit. You're gonna go to
No!
the bar.
Like, this shit
You're
is like, I'm
what's
like,
up,
yo,
baby?
are they stuttering? Are they having a seizure?
Are they
Alright,
having
so
a
what we'll do is
seizure?
we'll just go down and swing back.
I bet.
Let people know the plan. We out here in these streets. It's raining. It's fucking storming.
Look, I think the best writer in comics right now is, only because Deadly Class has been so good, probably still.
Are you back on Remender?
Are you back on Remender?
Either Remender or Peter J. Tomasi of
I would
Superman
say
and
Jason
Super
Aaron is
Sons.
a better writer than both of them.
What is he writing that's like
Thor.
that good?
Thor.
Ain't nobody
Hey.
talking about Thor like that.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because you know what? We should all be talking about Thor like that. Because Thor, that last issue of Thor,
I haven't read it yet.
tear up a little bit, bro.
Like that. You know, I am waiting for it to end so I can read it.
The end is now.
That's one of those books that I wish I would have stayed on all the way.
Did you not stay on that the whole time?
No, I did not.
Oh shit, bro! I'm not, man.
All right, wait. So
That book has stayed in
wait,
my
So you're
book.
saying Tom King's the best writer in comics right now?
I say he may be,
I'm
but I
saying-
think Jason Aaron is probably better.
What about you, D? Who you got for best writer in
Best
comics
writer
right
in
now?
comic books?
Yeah.
Are we just talking big 2 or just overall?
Yeah.
Overall.
Ed Brubaker.
Ed Brubaker. Why? For what comic right now?
Killed or Be Killed.
Kill or Be Killed is good.
Kill or Be Killed is just dope, and it's just like, the dude's impressive. It's one of those books I look forward to.
He is. Yeah.
And it's just, I'm waiting for him to make a comeback.
I will say,
either
I think
Marvel or DC.
with Brubaker, he is one of the most consistently good writers. Because no matter what he works on, it's always goddamn good. And Killer Be
always
Killed
good.
is like, now he's like, oh, y'all thought I was just good on Captain America, or what did he write for DC? Oh, Gotham City, or Batman and Gotham City.
He did a lot of stuff. And then Brubaker was like,
You're
okay,
right.
He did Catwoman too.
You know
He
what?
locked
I actually
Catwoman.
might have to co-sign that because Killer Be Killed is one of those comics. When it comes out every week, I go to that first.
Yeah.
Is that your first one that you
I'm
always?
always like, oh, new Killer Be Killed. Yo, put the rest back. Put this one in my book.
Oh wow.
I would argue right now, like my favorite up and coming writer is Rosenberg. Because he's writing that Winter Soldier Hawkeye story.
Uh-huh.
That's amazing. He's writing.
Oh,
the
you talking about the
Punisher-
shit? Okay,
he's doing
yeah.
the Punisher War Machine story. Loving that. And then he just did. There was something. He's writing. No, that's somebody else. Whoever's writing Falcon. Like I'm loving Falcon.
Is Falcon good right
Falcon
now?
is so good, and they canceled it.
All right. It
is so
I think
good.
we're gonna skip that whole draft thing and just talk about up and comers.
Yeah.
My favorite up and coming writer right now is Donnie Coates. Is that name? Donnie.
Yeah.
Donnie Coates.
Donnie
and Jeff,
Coates.
and Jeff Shaw.
Because they're a pair. They're like a duo. Because
Yeah.
they did what that story for Image.
God's Country.
They did. Have you read God's Country?
I've not read
It's
God's
an Image
Country.
story by Donnie Coates. I think it was his breakthrough.
It's like Thor. It's his Thor version.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. So they did that for Image. That shit was fantastic, awesome. And now Donnie Coates, as you know, he's writing the new Venom series coming out. But he did a little stint in the current Thanos run.
Yeah.
And it's with his boy Jeff
Is that
Shaw,
the,
right?
He's the one who turned Punisher into
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Like that alone, whoa, I swear to God, if you are not reading that, man, like...
Yo, Thanos was like, I remember I was
I think
reading.
everybody kind of jumped off Thanos after Lemire left, right?
Nah,
Well-
we've been on Thanos. It was
All right, well,
when we
yeah,
went
okay.
to San Diego. That was the
Coming
one,
up here, we're gonna turn back around now because I don't want to go too far up here because then we got
That's fine, it's fine.
yeah.
That was the one book that I told Badr. I was like, yo, if we bring anything, I want you to bring Thanos. He's like, yo, I got you. He's like, I got all of them. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So I started catching up.
We'll pull into the Walmart. Go around.
I got you.
Yeah.
And what happened was I felt bad because Badr, I left my iPad like back at the car.
Yeah, when we went to San Diego,
Oh my
he
God.
left. We were in such a rush to get out of like the car because we left it at some airport parking, and he left his goddamn iPad in the car.
Oh, that's
that was the
trash.
most
And I mean, you know,
painful.
the flight from
That
Orlando to San Diego is like 5
5-hour
hours,
flight.
whatever. I was sitting there like, yo, I had my whole setup. Headphones.
We downloaded different comic books on different iPads. So like, yo, I'll read all these and you can read those and you can just trade. So we can still trade.
I had my
left
whole
all
setup.
my
I had
shit.
my neck pillow. I had headphones. I had like movies on my iPad, comics, and I kept looking over to Drew. He looked like one of them sad dogs from that commercial.
Was Sarah
I
McLachlan
didn't know it.
singing?
Yo, I didn't know it at the time. Yo, I didn't know it at the time. Yo,
Andrew.
yeah, I didn't know at the time, but I had a window seat and that was dangerous.
But no, back to what you're saying. My thing with Jeff Lemire writing Thanos, he was good. I mean, Jeff Lemire's just good, period. I thought
I ain't going that far. Jeff Lemire, all right.
he does have hit or misses. His Thanos, I think, was really good, but he just stayed on it too long.
What?
But regardless, the bar was set high, and I was like, oh, they're giving us a Donnie Costu? I mean, the God Country was dope, but
I would.
damn.
You know what? Like, this is what he's probably said. He's just like.
I'm just gonna do a U-turn.
He's just like, hey, Donnie Coates, do you want to write Thanos? 2 words.
Yo.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Wait a minute, who's
Like,
And they're like, yo,
Yo.
that's 3 words.
Who's
Shut up.
writing verses?
Huh?
Who's writing verses?
Eastside Ribic.
He's drawing it.
Or I got it on my
I think
iPad.
Spencer, I think. I don't know. Hold on. Don't tell me the code so these people will know. I think I know.
I'm gonna take a Yui.
Mhm.
But no, Donnie Coates is my favorite up and coming writer. Walt, you got a favorite up and coming writer?
Ooh. It's a very good question. I guess honestly, Ta-Nehisi Coates.
That is fair. He isn't up and he's only wrote one fucking comic
He
book.
wrote one book.
What do you think about him? Because the news is with this new Marvel relaunch, he's gonna be writing Captain America.
And I think that shit gonna be dope.
Why? Why? I mean,
Because-
does it make sense to move him to Captain America?
He's staying on Black Panther. He's just writing 2 books.
Word.
He's writing Black Panther and he's writing a cosmic Black Panther.
Okay.
And he's writing that Captain America book.
Okay. Word.
Cosmic Black Panther.
Yeah, there's
Oh, because it's
remember when what was that Marvel, what was it, what was the book that came out?
like .1, .2.
The Point book that came out, and it was like to kind of set up everything that's going on now.
Okay.
Okay.
And in that book, there's a planet Wakanda basically.
Oh, really?
That Black Panther is like
they
the
took him
god of this planet or
'cause
whatever.
They took him to space now, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Or
what
something to that
That's what
extent.
he's writing of Daniel Acuna.
Akuna's drawing it, yeah. So Coates is my
Wait,
guy.
so this is in continuity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is not in the future or anything?
No, this is now.
So he
My
took
notebook,
everybody
notebook.
for notebook?
My bad.
Where's your notebook?
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. It may not be in here.
Wait. So wait.
Oh, here it is. My bad. Apologies.
It's okay. So is this in his current storyline? He just took everybody from Wakanda and just was like, yo, we're gonna leave to a planet?
No, there is just a planet of Wakandan people, of like cosmic Wakandan people, basically.
Black people don't go no damn space.
Like, remember when they reset the universe after
I'm kidding about it.
Secret War?
Yeah.
after Secret War? Remember they were like the ones who had been doing all the exploration and shit.
Mm.
Well, that's tied into that Secret War story at
Oh,
the
he's
very
tying
end. He's tying it into that.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let me ask one last question because we're almost to our destination. What's your comic shop, by the way?
A comic shop.
Word. If you're in Orlando.
Shout out to a comic shop.
A comic shop. If you could move one writer, artist, editor, anyone into a different company, who would you move? And I'll lead it. I got 2 in mind.
All right.
I would like to see Rick Remender be moved from, because right now he's just doing Image, right?
Yep.
I'd
Yeah.
like to see him be moved to Vertigo to write Harbinger. Only because Deadly Class, he does so well writing so many
Harbinger's
different...
on whatchamacallit, man.
Valiant.
Valiant. Sorry, I apologize. Valiant. I'd like to see him move to Valiant because Rick Remender does a real good job writing different, unique voices. And to watch him write Deadly Class, which is, about a bunch of punk kids, killers, I think he'd be really good on Harbinger, which is about a team of, like, powered, powered teenagers, rebels on the run. My other one is I would move artist-wise Eastside Ribic to DC because I would love to see him write or draw Justice League. Because when Eastside Ribic draws, it feels like you're looking
It
at
feels
something.
major.
It feels like a painting of like an old Renaissance painting.
Where
and I
did they find him?
No, I didn't.
I think he's from Spain.
No, I don't think
He's
so.
not?
I think
I
he's
think
like
he's
I think he's a European dude.
I looked up his
Not from
artwork and
Spain,
stuff.
though.
Like,
Let's say, wait a minute.
No, I think he's from like Croatia or some shit like that.
Actually, that sounds more doable. So, but who would be your move, Walt, if you could draft someone from
My
one company
personal
to another?
move would be to take Hickman and Del Mundo and put them on New Gods.
oh shit.
Del Mundo would be great on
Oh
New Gods
my
because Del
gosh.
Mundo has so
Dude,
That
I
much.
would be the one.
love to see a Mr. Miracle Del Mundo.
That's
Yeah,
the one.
Oh,
that would be the
God.
one. And I would like them to kind of like really because Tom King has done a fantastic job. I don't really like that he murdered Orion though. That did happen.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well,
for those
Orion
who
was
aren't
kind of an asshole in that.
Orion's a super asshole in that.
Very much asshole.
But he's Darkseid's kid.
Word. So Hickman and Del Mundo to New Gods. Okay, because Hickman right now is
Well, we
where?
don't know what's gonna happen in the
Where's
end.
Hickman at? He's just
Hickman
doing-
right now is about to finish up Shield.
Okay.
They're finishing
Yep,
up that
yep.
Shield.
And Del Mundo is
And
doing.
he's been at the Marvel retreats.
Word. And Del Mundo
Who,
is
Hickman
doing.
is?
He's doing
Yeah.
Thor. Yeah, Hickman's been
Del
back
Mundo's
in
doing the
Marvel.
new Thor
He's doing a
series.
new Thor.
Hickman's writing a new Thor.
No. Del Mundo is drawing the new Thor
Oh,
series.
no, that's what I'm asking about.
Hickman is wrapping up his old Shield.
He's
series
wrapping up the old
Oh.
Shield
that
shit.
never finished.
Yeah, but he's also been at the retreats
Yep,
in
yep,
general. The last couple of retreats.
So Drew, I'm gonna toss it to you. Who would your draft pick or move be from one company to the next?
From one company to the next, I would take. Oh my god, this is hard now. I would take Bruder Baker.
Where's he at right now?
He's
Oh,
at
He's his
Image.
only image.
I would take Image.
Mm-hmm.
Matteo Scalero, who is Image, and when I would move them to Defenders.
To Marvel's Defenders.
Which version of Defenders? The one that we got right now?
I would have Bruder Baker like, hey man, pick whoever you want.
Luke. Yeah, okay.
I can see that because Ed Brubaker's good at writing like crime, noir stories, and shit like that. So Defenders is kind of right up
And
the
then
alley.
Matteo Scalero.
You know the other thing too? I really wish Remender would have had a chance to kind of do like that Planet X thing that he really, really wanted to do.
What was that?
Well, remember how the with the Inhumans? With the Inhumans with that fog and shit, or that
The Terrigen Mist?
the Terrigen Mist?
Yeah.
Well, Remender's initial pitch for that story was that they were just gonna have that Planet X, kind of what they end up having in Uncanny Avengers.
Yeah.
Well, they were gonna have that. He would have explored that a lot more. They were just gonna leave the fucking planet until they figured out the Terrigen Mist.
Dude,
They had to
that's
wrap
dope.
their story up quicker because Remender ended up like, yo, I can't do in essence 10 books. Or however many. Remender's writing what? He got like 5 or 6 right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would have been interesting. I like I say, I like Remender. I don't love him because I haven't liked the way he's ended really any stories, and we can pull
No, word.
Okay, my question now is, before we pull in there, is there a Marvel or DC universe, like, alternate timeline that you would like to see visited? Like, out of, like, all these Marvel iterations, or, like, you know, what ifs and all that stuff, like, because, you know, they did the Ultimate stuff. What would be something that you would want to revisit?
Fuck. You know what,
expand
man?
upon?
I will say, I really enjoyed Morrison's
Multiverse? Multiverse.
So I would have liked to see even more in-depth shit on that one. That's
We're gonna-
yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to take a walk around this.
Yeah, we're gonna go on break and then we'll come back and talk music shit.
We'll try to finish it!
Biscuit.
Holy anagrams, what's the answer?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I now welcome you to the Short Box. Yeah. Extra, extra, read all about it. About to hit you with a fresh new fix. That upper echelon comics with a hot, fresh twist. Now come and get you some Stanley Vision when I'm whipping my opinion on this past, son. Mixing a little hip hop, eating these beats up so I can keep my form tip top. Deli is X for so watch your step of you to drizz out. Moment of silence for them others. This be our spot. So welcome to your local comic chill spot. And if you're fiending for music, we keep them heat rocks. So listen up, we about to elevate your mind. Welcome to the Short Box, the pleasure's all mine.
I'm mad to get down with my girlfriend. That ain't right. Whoa! Holland Town.
We good.
Oh, there's the phone.
Oops. All right, we should be good to go. All right, so
Can we just say that you're not being natural, man? You're just talking about like.
Okay, yo, just some breaking news we're recording this when we find out the news that Vern Troyer passed.
Yes.
Shout out to Vern Troyer.
Shout out to Vern Troyer.
Keep going this way, it's gonna come out that way right there.
Yes, sir.
besides Austin Power Gold member or Austin Power period, what else was he in?
I can't think of it. Other than that, there's a bunch of weird like celebrity shows.
Was he on like Wild Boys and Jackass? I think he was on Jackass.
He wasn't.
No,
that's another dude. That's Wee Man.
That just seems
Wee Man.
the
Yes.
same.
Damn, I'm sorry.
That's right. I'm gonna miss it. Well, whatever. We'll just stay.
Yeah,
here.
we just share here. That's fine. That was Wee Man.
I'll make the driving motion.
So we just left a comic shop. Walt and Drew, y'all picked up stuff. What did you pick up?
I'm lazy, so I gotta come in there about once a month and grab stuff. So what I got? Deadly Class, the newest Deadly Class. So Deadly Class 33, Batman White Knight #7, Rise of the Black Panther 4, X-Men Red #2, Star Wars 45 and 46. X-Men Red #3, Mr. Miracle #8, Black Panther 172, Rise of the Black Panther 3, Runaways 7, Wicked and Divine 35, and Runaways #8.
Why? What's up with the Runaways? Why?
I like Runaways so far.
Did you watch the Hulu TV show?
I still haven't watched it.
How many comics do you pick up a week? You think? You said you're down for like 20.
I'm down
titles.
for it's about 20 titles, give or take. Maybe 21.
How much you go in there? Like once a month, once a week?
I go in there once a month.
Damn. Okay.
Did you add Fantastic Four yet to your pool?
Not yet, because they had. I don't think it's. They haven't solicited yet. It's just coming back, but I haven't seen it in the actual solicitation.
Solicitations, yeah.
Well, I told him, I said, yeah, because I knew that Fantastic Four was coming up because what happened was Walgreens got all the exclusive figures, and then on top of that, Marvel's been slowly re-releasing all the Fantastic Four stories and omnibuses and Ultimate Collection.
Yeah.
And then the newest previews, now we have the new Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman. Now, since I already have it in every possible format, I'm going to need an Ultimate Collection just because I'm on Hickman's dick.
Look, once I got the omnibus, I was like, okay, word. I got everything. I got the main stuff from Hickman I need to have, which was the 2 omnibuses from Fantastic Four and his Avengers and all that shit I just bought as it was coming out.
What you end up getting, D?
I just got the Batman #7, and then I got me a Sonic the Hedgehog keychain.
Word.
So you got Black Man White Knight 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I usually get the covers. I've kind of wanted all the covers
Yeah.
because that's just a gorgeous book. That's another person too. Like,
Well, you're Sean Murphy. You was the first one to put me on the Sean Murphy.
I love Sean Murphy. If I can send it, like, he'll never work for Marvel, but if I can get Sean Murphy to do an Iron Man book, just telling, like, hey, just tell Iron Man the way that you want to. You can do a Marvel Earth 1 or wherever the hell. Like, do whatever. Iron Man. Because I want to see, like, all the inner workings of the suit.
So we got like a majority, I think, of like our comic talk out of the way.
Yeah.
We usually wrap up we save music talk for the last half. So I think we're at a good time to like jump into our music discussions. And I wanted to start off with the fact that one of our unified favorite artists, rappers, is back on Twitter. Kanye West, and the fact that just the last 2 days, I think it was yesterday, right, where he released all of the news that we're getting his album June 7th?
June 7th, and then the next week is the
Kid
Cudi
Cudi
album.
and Kanye West album.
Yeah.
Which I gotta say, all of this stuff sounds great, but I'm so used to rappers giving us dates and just sometimes not sticking with it. And Kanye West especially, he's I mean, we should have had Turbo Graphics, whatever that album was called.
I just don't think that's
ago.
ever coming out.
No.
I think that was
we were
just
supposed to have like the follow-up to Cruel Summer years ago. So we'll see. And especially when you're dealing with like rapper collabos, like collaboration albums.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard, oh, I'm doing an album so-and-so, it'll be out? I can name a bunch.
Well, yeah. But shit like that, until they start really, really saying dates, a lot of times they just say like, well, it's coming out in June, or it's coming out here, or it's coming out there.
Yeah.
When you start saying dates and shit like that, then that's when you kind of can take them at their word.
And I like this pop-up shop that rappers are doing now.
Yeah, I'm just like the J. Cole thing that happened. He said he was releasing an album last week and it came out this week.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I need. Okay, we're gonna make this.
We've got it.
Yeah.
So, because we all said June's a pretty big month for
June's
releases.
a crazy month.
We got what? Drake's album's coming out in June 20th, I think.
Yeah.
Kanye West with 2 albums. Who else is coming out in June? I think Georgia Smith, the
Georgia
R&B
Smith
singer.
is coming out in June.
Okay.
So, those names alone are enough to.
I'm waiting to see what the internet say. Because the internet say they're dropping a single next week.
Oh, word, really?
Yeah, a new internet single come out next week, and then I think that's when they're gonna announce when they drop an album. What's the name for the album and all that?
Huh.
So, and that in Drake's new album too. Did you guys mention Drake's album?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so focused on trying.
So that makes me. I want to hear what's been your favorite album of the year, because we've got something to look forward to. I mean, these big names, Drake, the Kanye West, etc.
Yeah, because that's been the big thing for this year. Is kind of like the lack of like big name people.
Well, I mean, it's never, as far as like rap and R&B releases, it's never like that first quarter that's. I feel like either you get a strong push that fourth quarter right before like the year ends, or summer, and usually nothing during like the second quarter.
Yeah, everybody's here for the summer this year. It looked like so.
Exactly.
But as far as the jams for me, I like the Fonte album. I can't think.
You
of the
have
name
like
of it.
one album this year so far that you hold up the highest. Like, what's been your favorite one release?
I guess
one
the
project?
main thing I like the most is whatchamacallit, is Black Panther soundtrack.
That was on my it was between that and then what I'll mention, but I like the Black Panther soundtrack because the movie was so good and it sold all it did that so many people ended up actually giving the soundtrack a shot.
Yeah, the soundtrack is fantastic.
And it's basically like a TDE Kendrick Lamar, like
It's basically
a mixtape or an album.
It's a Kendrick Lamar curated album basically, because he's all over it. Like it's not like he just like picked the songs.
Nope.
He like worked on all those songs.
And he got what was the stuff I was seeing? You know, like when Drake's album came out last year, it was like.
Let me ask you a question. Sorry, I didn't
No,
interrupt.
go ahead.
King's Dead didn't make it on the album.
King's Dead.
Yeah, King's Dead didn't make it on the album, right?
What song is King's Dead?
Miss me with that bullshit.
That's on the album for
It is.
sure.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it is.
Oh,
It
okay.
is.
That's why, like, I thought it was weird because I like the end part because that whole thing is about Killmonger.
Yeah,
Like, I love that concept
Yeah,
song.
yeah, that shit is definitely on there.
I do like that he included all these like random, not random, but these artists from actually Africa.
He got African. He had the people from the Bay on there. He had SOB. What is it? SOB RBE. Yeah.
I like King's Dead. He's got that song with, it's like Kendrick Lamar. Is The Weeknd on there? He's got a song.
The Weeknd song is the last song on there.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what else was on there, but I know that soundtrack a lot of people like.
I
really
played
enjoy.
that. I probably played that as much as I played anything. And that may be it.
Okay.
But there's other. I mean, if you're gonna just pick an album, that's probably the main album. Yeah.
What about you, D? What's been your favorite like music release this year so far?
More or less just, I've been listening to old stuff, but the two things that kind of like, the only thing that I've been listening back and forth was the Migos, Culture 2. But just for the first 10 songs. Like, I'm good with the first 10 songs.
Yeah, because that shit got what, like 20-something songs
Yeah.
on
It's
it?
got like 22.
I'm good with the first, like, that's what I'm like, oh, it's 2 albums. That's what it is. And I read somewhere that it was just like the genius.
It's a way
of
to
the
game. It's a way to
Exactly.
game the
And
streaming
it's a
shit.
genius the way they stream. Yeah, that's what you're saying. The more streams you get, the more money you get. So that's why
Well,
it's like these.
and that's the new hustle when it comes to like rap releases, or just, I mean, releases. Music period is streams or what streams and concerts are what's paying you.
It used to be ringtone money, but now it's like that streaming money.
Yep. I mean, and streaming money's so fickle. I mean, it's pennies, you know. So you gotta put, 50, like the Chris Brown shit you're saying, 50 songs,
Man
50
once
songs.
one project. I mean, if someone listens through it, whoever the hell that is.
I have yet to listen to that whole Chris Brown album. I'm talking about, and for a while I was like breaking that shit down like I was like, okay, well I can squeeze in 10 songs right now.
Oh my gosh. The other thing after that would be Logic. I like Logic's album, but it's like, it's not the best album. I thought it was a good album.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't know, it's the not to make fun of him, it's just like the words don't hold anything because now his wife's gone. So it's like, whenever he's talking about it, it's like, yo, I got the baddest bitch. I'm like, no, you don't.
Not anymore.
Yeah, sorry.
I think Logic's just, the bigger he's gotten, the cornier he's gotten. Like, truly, really, really
Heard
corny.
it here first. Badr, Milligan exclusive.
I mean, I was a big Logic stan the first two, but like I said, the bigger he's gotten, the more it feels he's just really corny now.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. He can still rap.
Yeah.
He's still getting that money. I mean, he got a $20 million deal with Def Jam.
That makes sense.
Hey,
because Logic, the thing about Logic, for me at least, that I know Logic got fans, and it's, you can't put a price on people that got like a legit following.
Oh no, yeah, he's a cash cow. Like, kids are
that
always
dude got a legit following.
Yeah.
Yep.
So regardless of how, like, maybe Logic ain't supposed to relate to me, that's fine. But Logic relate to a lot of other people, and he got a movement.
And I said this, like, despite all the bullshit back and forth, yada yada yada. I said the one song that he came out with, Suicide Prevention. I was like, yo, if he saves one life, just one life, worth it.
Well, he saved a bunch of lives, man. They say them numbers, because the song was named after the hotline number, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, I give him that much respect, because he made that thing, because it makes you feel types of way, and it's just like, all right, cool. This is like that was like genius in that aspect. Where I'm just like, yeah, I can't give him that shit. Like, good for him.
And I think that's it for me. Is now it's like, as much as his music no longer kind of relates to me, it's still like, well, he's trying, and yeah, some of the stuff comes off really corny, but I can't be a hater about it.
Yeah.
I think you put it, what you just said, like, put a lot of things in perspective. What a lot of these, like, rap haters, where it's like, nah, that's not real hip hop.
This is what.
But it's like, well, it's not for you. Nor is it.
It's just not for you.
This is club music right
Badr's been to 2 Logic concerts, honestly.
Look, I don't have to, like you say, I don't have to like Tekashi 6ix9ine or Tentacion.
Yep.
That's not for me.
Yep.
But it's valid to somebody. So I feel like hip hop is big enough to where you can just, it's okay to not like shit.
True.
You ain't gotta like everything.
So my favorite album of the year thus far has been that Kali Uchis album, Isolation. I think so far that's been, to me, the best release of the year. But it's only because I played, so her single is with Tyler the Creator and Bootsy Collins, of all people, that After the Storm.
When did that album come out? The Tyler the Creator album?
That came out last year.
Yeah, man.
But Isolation is fantastic. Like, it's full on R&B, but I think she experiments with like some like pop, some like kind of some other sounds on there. But overall, it's an R&B album. She don't got that many features.
That's right.
I think it's like 18 tracks. It's phenomenal.
Is there somebody in secret that you think is going to come out with an album? Who do you think is going to be the one that you're like, oh, I think this album's coming?
I think a Rihanna album's coming up.
Oh yeah?
Now I do. I didn't before.
Why?
I just think it's time.
You know what's so funny? We were talking about Cardi B and shit.
That Cardi B album.
Let me say something about this Cardi B album real quick. That album is better than it's supposed to be.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
I think that's the best way to put it. It is way better than it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
I had low expectations.
I had no expectations, so there we go. You had low, I had none.
I was telling him, I was just like, hey man,
Probably
I was like, yo, when this Cardi
Yeah, that's why I told him to make that right.
when this Cardi B album drops, right? I was like, what do you think Nicki Minaj is gonna do? And he was like, yo, if she was smart,
I thought she was gonna lay low.
I lay low, and then
But now she came out with
boom.
2 singles.
Two singles quick. And the
Chun-Li is the best one.
The Chun-Li song is hard.
Of the Chun-Li and then Barbie Teens.
No, I'm not here for the Barbie
Me
teens.
neither.
I'm not here for teens in general. I'm like Joe Budden in that aspect. You know what? I'm not really here for teens.
Yeah, that Cardi B one surprised me.
That Cardi B shit is fantastic.
Well, Drew. So when me and Drew were talking about our favorite albums of the year and just kind of brainstorming, he did have a good point that Drake's been 3 for 3 for the single.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot all about that.
Two of those songs, God's Plan and Diplomatic Immunity, were a part of one EP. The scary hours.
Make your next left.
The Scary
Wherever
Hours.
it's at. Yeah, just make a left.
So the Scary Hours EP, I think, is Drake's has been 3 for 3 as far as like these hits.
God's Plan is fantastic.
God's Plan is great.
God's Plan, and what's the other one?
He's got Diplomatic Immunity and then the one.
And then
not so or Nice for What.
Nice for What.
which you hit me up and was like, I need to hear this in the club.
Sorry, this is a
Yeah, you gotta hear it in the club, man.
exclusive. Hold on one second, guys. Let's try the sound on this quality.
Wait, are you gonna play it?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna play that shit.
You probably won't pick up.
I want to pick up the speaker system.
Well,
I'm about to
make
show you
it
what
loud,
I
yeah.
saw about it. And here, you find it. Nice for what on YouTube, because you know it struggles real.
I keep letting.
What the hell?
Yeah, you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
Slaves.
Wait, left, right, straight.
Just go straight. Man.
That's what. Right here, we're just over here in the neighborhood over there.
So wait, Drew, who do you want to put out an album?
I would make a Jay Electronica joke.
Now I'm just done with. I'm done with Jay.
Damn.
Done with Jay Electronica.
Damn. Okay.
Done with him.
I want Travis Scott to Astro World.
Damn, that's a good one.
Left, right.
Right.
Let's go right. Yeah.
Travis Scott.
I think Travis Scott gonna have an album out anyway, man. He got to feed a Kardashian kid. Look, there's only so much money gonna be making off this makeup.
Oh my
god.
god.
And they making millions off of the makeup.
That was my favorite joke or meme or whatever. It's just like when the what team is it? When the Cavaliers played. What's the guy's name that got the girl pregnant?
Oh, you talking about Tristan Thompson?
Tristan Thompson,
yeah.
Tristan Thompson's like, yo, Tristan Thompson left. He's like, yo, is the locker room pregnant? I was laughing so
Yo,
hard.
man, the joke about Tristan Thompson old hoe ass is this more than anything else, make a left.
But isn't this like
Because we don't live by the
thing?
house. So the issue with Tristan Thompson is that he just keep leaving women when they 9 months pregnant, when they like right about to have a baby. Because he left his ex-girlfriend for Khloe Kardashian when she was like 8 months.
God damn, so you know what this is?
Yeah, he's done this before.
This is Ballers 3.5. This is what I get to watch real life before Ballers comes back on season.
Yo, up here at the stop sign, we gonna make it right.
Yeah. Ballers 3.5.
Look, Tristan Thompson is not here for pregnant women at all. I guess it's something about at the stop sign. It's something about 8.5 months. He just ain't fucking with.
Fucking spider sense to start tingling.
Yo, he was like, nah, I can't do this.
There's a thotty around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you see? Look, he in there, make this right. This fool in there just getting like, he in there, he in there motorboating chicks at the hookah spot, and he say he took the girl, the little Instagram model chick or whatever, to the hotel. She was like, yeah, she needs spiritual counseling. Oh, would I have the balls to ever tell like my pregnant girlfriend that this thought I met needed...
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that Dave Chappelle joke where he's like he murdered 2 people. He's like, he's like, with all respect, yeah, he's like, all due respect, that murderer ran for 4,000 yards or whatever. Or it's like some like shit, where it's just like, yo, I can't believe he cheated on his pregnant girlfriend. It's just like, yeah, but that cheater like basically brought the Cavaliers the trophy or whatever.
Yeah.
If you bringing that only because we got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Have you been watching Atlanta like every week?
Yeah, but I haven't watched this episode.
Yeah, I haven't watched. Yeah, the only episode we should talk about.
No, I got it recorded.
We gotta watch the barbershop episode. That's the What
are your thoughts on the season? Because last year that was like, I think we all said that was like the best show on TV.
It's fantastic, and now I'm
how's the second season followed up for you?
It's insane, especially the one with the dude that was Michael Jackson.
Oh my god, that one was...
I haven't seen that one.
That voice had me keep like, yes.
Wait, only because I don't want to spoil. Drew's only up to like the barbershop. You still got to see that.
Oh, you haven't? Damn.
Left, right, straight.
Keep going straight.
Okay.
Drew, what about you so far of everything you've seen? What do you think? Because
first
for
episode,
you,
like,
wait, real quick, because I gotta give you props. Before the second season started, Drew ended up rewatching it, and I swear to God, for 2 weeks straight, every phone call with him was about how amazing this show was. Like, I hadn't seen it. He was like, yo, B, do you fucking understand how good this show is? I was like, yeah, I've seen it. So what do you, does it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, man, it's really good. Like, I love it. I just want to find, like, ample, like, just time. It's one of these where I want to sit and enjoy it. Like, and just really, like, nitpick and have, like, a notepad and scribble and all that. It's like,
go straight, and then we'll come back around.
I want to watch the Darius episode. That's the one that everybody keeps talking about.
Yeah,
Darius has got a lot of shine.
Like, yeah, because the one last week when he was just sitting there at Drake's party, that fool Drake had spoke to, he was like, yo.
Yeah, that was the new one. Okay, that's the newest one.
That was not the newest one. There was another one that came on this week.
Yeah, that's
But that fool was like, he said, I can't watch. He said, this shit is surreal. I can't be watching this shit.
Yo, how did you like the episode where homegirl? Because on Reddit there's a group that breaks down all the episodes, and especially the German one where it's just like, yo, Ern's been like kind of a dick.
Yo, Ern was a super dick to that girl.
Right?
That girl was correct. She was like, yo, what are we trying to do right here? Make this right here.
But then, like, somebody was talking about, like, how that dude, the bartender, was kind of a dick, too.
Huh? Look.
That one was just one of those, like, when it got done, there was more to it. Like,
Yo,
it was a
you
could have a conversation about
That's
it.
one of those, as soon as it's done, you looked at your loved one, like, I know.
I'll never forgive you.
I know you're not listening to my conversation.
Well, that's the end of our show.
Yo.
200 episodes. Thank you guys so much for viewing, watching, listening since 2012.
Yo, never forget, Dan Slott tried to ruin Spider-Man.
Yeah, this is the last episode ever. We wanted to tell you this.
It is kind of funny that when we started the show, the first episode was about Dan Slott and doing Spider-Man. Now it's Dan
We
Slott,
excited for him to do this
Fantastic Four. No, we're excited as shit for him to do Fantastic Four.
But you won't hear about it because this is our last episode ever.
Right. There's too many fans that want it.
Yo,
oh yeah,
we got to shout out. We got to shout out some people.
Oh, we got definitely.
Yo, let me shout out Willis Leroy and Scott.
Side Hustlers.
Side Hustles early. Cody, what's up?
Who else? So Kia again for letting us borrow the camera.
Shout out Kia.
Everyone that showed up for that podcasters event.
Hey, auntie.
Even though as much as me and him got like this friendly rivalry, Ryan Paul Thompson again because he's just been phenomenal.
Shout out to Ryan, man.
Yeah.
And I'm sure. Oh, of course, Cesar, Ed, Ashley, Adam, everyone that stepped in while we were going through all the different rotating casts.
Reiterations
Absolutely,
and all that
like
stuff,
very
man.
important members. Foundational.
Fans?
Yo, definitely got
you know he's
fun,
doing
yeah.
that.
I'm just saying.
Who you think, Andrew?
The fans.
Say it.
Oh, okay. I would like to thank
Why
all
would
the
you
fans.
turn around and
I
him?
know. Drew does not like.
He was like, yo, thank you. I would like to thank the fans.
He was talking like that dude in the
He was
Atlanta
talking like
episode.
I would like to thank the fans.
Just kidding.
That part on the Atlanta episode when he was like, I'm gonna make a Father Hall of Fame with Joe Jackson, Serena Williams' dad, Tiger Woods' dad. He was like all these monster dads and like Marvin Gaye's dad.
Yeah, he named that episode. It's good.
It's good. Yo, he's living it.
At least now people can see what he looks like.
Yo, when he said that shit, I was just like, my head blew up.
We can watch it. But no, Drew's right. Drew's right. We do got to thank the fans because
you wonder what Badr looks like when you're basically stroking it, listening. I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
Yo, that goes
way
like
too much.
Store-bought or homemade.
Yo, shout out to the fans though, man. Like, because there's been people probably been rocking with us since the beginning when I was on that joint.
Yep.
And they stuck with all the iterations. So, yo, you enough respect, man.
Yeah.
Season 5 begins now.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, because I'm hoping like whoever edits this can have like a little scrolling thing of all our links. If this is your first time tuning in, and you chose like a good ass episode to start, like a video one.
That's weird. You went to a podcast app to see a video.
Well, you might be on like, the YouTube channel. If your first time tuning in and you like what you saw and you want more content, shortboxjacks.com. That's been the website for years now, and it's got links to our SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff.
Badr's in talks right now with Patreon. Doing a Patreon page.
Yep.
Shirtless stuff. You can watch him reading any books you want.
Is that what's going on? Is that your Patreon?
The struggle is real.
I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna be reading any comic book you want with my shirt off.
I gotta get them 800 followers. Something.
800 followers.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 200. Peace.
Peace.
You can hit the button on the top now.
Okay.
Extra, read all about it. About to hit you with a fresh new fix. That upper echelon comics with a hot, fresh twist. Now come and get your short boxes got the knowledge what you need, huh? Jepping your season, the saga, we just beginning, bruh. Yeah, we got what you need, so go subscribe to. They said the third time's the charm. Label the sunky dogs, hotter than Hell's Kitchen, breaking down these podcast walls. The short box, come take a ride on this epic.
It is indeed a great pleasure to present to you at this particular time the hardest working man in show business. Man, this thing all go crazy.
Let's go. Not your Suicide Squad, just some comic book guys. Back again, another round, safe to say we take the prize. Not a stranger to this thing, nor 11, just normal guys. Smooth pop culture, comic game vultures. The L we paving up, just outright golden. You already know how we do for those who know us. iTunes, the short box, come on and join us. It's not a secret to the world that we taking over. So with this war, Dr. Doom, and yeah, the wait is over. So fangirls and fanboys, welcome to season 4. We got exactly what you need, make yourself at home. Season champions ready to give you so much more. Ladies and gents, let's begin. This is season 4. Yeah, the short box. Ha. Let's go, let's go.